Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Expat Conversation with Michael Nolen. Again, this is funded through the University of Guadalajara Institute of Innovations, Investigation, and Governance, which is headquartered and ran by Dr. Marco Antonio Cortez Gradado. Today, we're in Puerto Vallarta, as you can tell, and we've got a very, very, very special guest. Nat Morgan, or Natasha, Natalia?
Natasha Moraga.
Natasha Moraga.
Moraga.
It's Nat. Everybody called her Nat.
Yes.
And I met Nat about 8-9 years ago, and we had on the radio show 2 or 3 years ago, and she decided she was going to, she'd been a muralist,
Tile
muralist
yes.
for many, many, many years. She's done some unbelievable programs and murals all through the Bay and Banderas area. But today we're down on Plaza Lazario Cardenas, as I call it.
Yes.
And I remember about 5, 6, 7 years ago, she was on the radio show, and we were talking about this project that she had in her mind to come down here and do all these ugly concrete benches in mosaic tile. Yes. So, thank you very much for being on the show. I mean, I just love this woman.
It's always good to see you.
She has done so much for the organization and everything. So today, we're going to talk to her about the project she's done, and then we're going to walk around and show you some of the beautiful benches and artwork. I was going to have one down here that said Good Morning Wake Up Show, but I never did. I never had the money. But maybe she's going to give me a little plaque one of these days.
Maybe.
Okay. Nat, thank you again for being on the show. Tell everybody about your dreams and your inspiration and what drove you to do this project.
So, it's been a long process, and it's all created itself, really. I only had it in my head that this park was kind of ugly, and it needed a little shine up. Yeah. And I had no idea how I was going to do it. I started doing public installations like 12 years ago with the kindergarten wall and then a few benches here and there that I actually go back to, and I see them, and it's like, oh my God, I've gone a long way.
She has that.
So this project we started September 2017, and there were concrete benches. The idea was working on what was here already, but when we got in, we noticed that they were all rotten. So we had to take them down, rebuild it. That was actually a good thing because it gave us the opportunity to build the benches, give it a little weight.
Yeah, these are flat, if I remember. Yeah. They're pretty much flat.
Exactly. So it all started from there. We had no idea how we were going to fund the project. But it all started coming together. People wanted to be part of it, so they would give us money for a tile or something like that. And so what's happened here is that it evolved after all these years. We have a big volunteer program that mostly expats come. You sign up, you come, you work with us from 10 to 1, Monday through Friday. And people love it. I mean, we've done so much work with so many hands. It's a free program. Anyone can sign up, and people love it. It's created community. It's brought people together. So that makes it really special. Each bench was up for adoption. That also gave us the money to fund the project, buy materials, hire people. We're generating employment. They're all local employees. And we have, each bench is very different, so...
Now, the people that help funding it are the ones that kind of come up with ideas, and then you kind of approve it, and then you say, yeah, here's some design ideas, and here's how we're going to do this. And you work with each individual person or group that are putting it together.
Yeah, so...
it's community togetherness.
Yes.
It's great.
So each bench was, whoever adopted the bench, they gave us the design, or they would tell us what they want, and we would help them create it. We actually have a blog on our website. That's tileparkpv.com.
Okay, let's lower again.
tileparkpv.com.
Okay.
And if you go to the blog section, you get all the stories behind each of the benches, and they're pretty cool. We have our blog writer, Emily. She's a very good writer. Everyone loves her.
Well, I couldn't. It'd take you a month to read it. When we first started this project, I had her on my radio show several times. There was 1 or 2 polls done up here at the
amphitheater,
the gazebo, the amphitheater, and then there was another bench, and then there was something else. And as you repaired the benches, put the curves on them and everything, it got more and more and more and more. And this reminds me a lot of the Gotti park in Barcelona.
That's very flattering.
Very, I mean, I think this is more beautiful than that
Thank
park.
you. Thank
and
you.
if you don't never been to Barcelona, if you ever go there, I'm talking about Barcelona, Spain. The Gaudi Park is just unbelievable. But this, I think, has a lot more love. There's a lot more to it, and it's so much more diversified. And if you don't mind, we're going to walk around for a couple minutes and let Nat kind of say, hey, this is my very favorite one.
I don't have a favorite.
Yeah, you couldn't have one. There's, what is there, a couple of hundred now?
No, there's total like 70-something benches.
70-some odd benches, but you got the poles, you got the steps.
Yeah, and all of them were done by different people. All the columns from people from the workshop, some of the planners. And actually, do go to the blog because you get the inside of,
on each one?
On each one, and also the gazebo. Like the gazebo has earth, wind, fire sections, different. All of the corners have a sacred geometry to build up the energy. So it has, everything has symbolism and meaning, and I'm all into energy stuff. And
well, you almost mosaic everything except the trees and yourself.
I mosaic myself.
I bet you're going to... Now, I hope this doesn't come for 100 years, but you're probably going to have the most unbelievable tombstone ever. I'm sure it'll be fascinating. Well, you also...
Maybe I'll build my house first and then my tombstone.
You also did the great big giant PV letters that said, welcome to PV years ago, and I think they tore it all down.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what they put there, but agave, probably, little agave. But
yeah, I did
my tombstone, when I die, is going to say, I told you I was sick.
There you go.
That's a good one. Okay, we're going to walk around for a minute. Camera, you want to follow us? And Nat, if you want to explain anything, just holler out, okay?
You want to grab that?
There's our microphone.
Okay. So, well, we should just walk around and see all the different...
Hit the different benches, if you don't mind.
So, we get... Each bench, as I said, it was adopted by someone, and we're talking not only locals, we're talking people all over the world. So we have people from
Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal.
Yes, we have local businesses, local people. We have some really cool ones. I'll show you one on the other side that actually has ashes of the person who...
Someone that passed away?
Yeah, so the son brought his family to do the bench that was dedicated for his father, and he brought ashes. We mixed it in with the glue, and we put. They made the bench, and we put all the pieces up with the ashes. So it's very meaningful. And so yeah, like this bench, people came and they did their own bench. It's dedicated to family, and we still need to put the tiles there. The Palm has been
unbelievable nightclub.
Yeah, it's been here forever.
With El Canto, thrown one in here yet?
El Canto, no. No.
Try to keep on the benches.
Sí.
Do you mind being on TV?
No, you're good. You're good. So
this is New York City?
This was a bench that has ashes and stuff. And if you look under, all the benches have something under them. So the M and the 7 train were the ones that Robert took for work and back home. So everything has a different meaning.
A lot of meaning.
Yes. And the hummingbird bench. So each bench is really special. Honestly, I don't have a favorite one.
Well, it's hard to. I mean, I've always loved at the very end, and we'll see it in a minute, at the very end down here, the big round circle.
See.
I think I posed in front of it about 100 times to try and win that prize I never won. Here's Venice.
Venice. So this guy, his happy place is Venice. So he decided to do the Rialto Bridge. So every time he visits here, it's like going to his happy place. See? We also have some local hotels that sponsored. These were like the first ones. Mm-hmm. They helped us jumpstart the project. This is the Canadian bench. See? So we have people from all over.
And we gotta say A,
yeah. Or sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try drawing a hockey puck in the middle of it.
Yes. So, yeah, we're almost there. I think we have like 10% more to do, and then we're done.
Well, I better jump in fast. I better get the university to throw me some money so I can, put something with me and Marco there. Well, a couple of months ago, I had the honor to interview Guillermo del Toro.
Nice.
And Dr. Cortez and I decided that after the conversation, he's schizophrenic. This man has like 27 minds going all at once, pulling him different directions. But Guillermo del Toro just does unbelievable work, and I'm surprised he hasn't funded something down here for.
You got to be a little crazy to do stuff like that or this. Yes, for sure.
You know, they filmed part of Pinocchio at the University of Guadalajara, the new movie he just made.
Oh, really?
Pinocchio. And they set up a huge building. There was 70 cameras running at once. Each camera would have to take 30 pictures to make 1 second of film.
Oh, wow.
So can you imagine that? Every single part of that thing just was incredible. So if you haven't seen Pinocchio, a little bit off subject here, but the Good Morning Wake Up Show, Expat Conversations is always a little bit wavery.
So, see, that's the Chicago skyline, and then this one is just like a party bench.
There you go.
These 3 friends that have been friends forever, they bought the bench, and so for them, that's the images, like people partying and lots of colors.
Good time.
Very good times.
And a little
very good friends.
Does go on here in Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, just a little.
Los Arcos.
Los Arcos, Montemar.
Sky Bar, Miramar, Montemar.
Montemar. Yes, let me clean this.
Some unbelievable.
Yes.
Have we walked past the ashes yet?
I told you the skyline.
Zoom in right here. Who's this young lady?
That's me.
That's her. Well, if I get one, I want mine close to you, okay?
Okay.
I'll have to chisel out something or other.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say this is just one of the most unbelievable projects I've ever seen. Here's Saturn.
So this bench is from a guy, he's a pianist.
Yeah.
And then his husband rescues gay people from countries that it's not allowed to be gay.
Like the Middle East.
Yeah. So he rescues them and he brings them to places that...
Now, who makes your tiles? I mean, you see a little bit of everything. Here's the Baltimore Colts logo.
Well, that bench was dedicated to a guy that was in that team by his daughter.
Who?
It's the O'Hearn.
I love that. Who actually makes your tiles? I mean, all the little millions of pieces. Have you ever kept track of how many pieces you put on there?
Of course not.
How many? Who makes your tiles with the plates with the names?
So those we have them made in a factory in Dolores Hidalgo. All the circles were cut by hand.
Everything's done by hand.
I think there's like more than 540 circles on that bench. Our hands were hurting for a while.
I imagine. and you do it by hand. You don't have grinders. You don't have this. You don't have that.
No, I do have, but I don't really use them here. So it's such a big project that you can't really go like do super detailed and stuff. I mean, it would take us double time that we've done. So we do our best to make it cool, but we don't exaggerate in the detail.
Well, I know for several years this is about all you've done, but you've done personal projects at people's homes. Like you said, you've done a lot of parks and a lot of different schools and this and everything.
We've done work in villas and hotels. And
are you still taking on additional projects?
I am, but during the summer.
Okay.
So right now I'm focused 100% on finishing this project. And then I'm going to start my next project, actually. So after I start my next project, I will not do private installations.
What is your next project? Is it here in Puerto Vallarta?
So it's in my head still. But no, I'm looking for land. I want to build a big sculpture park.
You know, Dr. Cortez started that sculpture festival several years ago.
Yes.
At the university, and we had 3 years, I think, running. We had 8 or 10 sculptures built every year on campus at the university.
Yeah, I saw it.
And then we set them all over Puerto Vallarta.
There you go.
So his idea was to have one park where everybody could come, and it was a tourist attraction.
Well, we should
for the Bay of Bandera. So I'll get Marco on that.
Yeah, because I want to do a park with like big scale, building size sculptures, little ones.
That'd be unbelievable.
I mean, just somewhere where people go. I was in Italy last summer, and there's a big park done by Niki de Sanfal, French-American artist.
Probably like I know who it is, but
yeah. And she has a big sculpture park, and it was amazing. The moment I walked in there, I knew I could pull it off, because I had it in my head for a while, and when I saw this park, I was like, yes, I can do it.
You know, for like 3 years, Dr. Cortez brought about 12 or 14 sculptors from all over the world.
Nice.
And they would build sculptures for 2.5, 3 weeks on campus, and then we displayed them all over the town. So I'll get Marco and we'll get involved with that, okay?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to walk around and look at a couple more. I've taken a lot of your time, Nat. I want to say thank you very much for everything you've done for beautifying this part of the city. And all the Port of area, the whole area, because it goes from north to south. And I'm just so glad to see you again. And we're going to walk around and look a little bit more of your beautiful work. And thank you very much.
Mike,
come here, girlfriend.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, well, again, thank you, Nat, for her time. One more time, please give out your email address or the
website is www.tileparkpv.com.
Okay, well, that's going to close out this episode of Expat Conversation with Michael Nolen. I want to say thank you very much to Nat again for taking the time to be on it, and thank you for this beautiful project. Look forward to seeing you again.
Ciao.
Okay, bye-bye.
Happy trails to you until